All right, listen, bitch. This is your wake up call. You've been playing small for far too long, and it's time to step into the true power and potential that's been inside of you all along. I am your host, Brandon Lynette, Christian mindset coach, bestselling author, and your new personal cheerleader. This is the Listen Bitch podcast. Season 7 is all about unapologetically owning your worth, embracing the bold vision that God has for your life, and shattering every limit that's been holding you back. So, if you are ready to get out of your own way, stop second guessing your dreams and start living the life you were born to live, you are in the right place. We are diving into faith, mindset, and hard truths that are going to help you unlock your next level. No sugarcoating, no bullshit, no excuses, just real talk about stepping into your destiny as a human of purpose and power. It is time to stop playing nice. Get ready to rise up, show up, and make this your year. Let's go. This is Listen Bitch, where faith meets fierce, and you finally start stepping into your true potential. Hello, hello, my darlings. Hello. So, I don't know why I'm losing my voice right now. I don't know what day of the week it is. I just know I had it on my to-do list to record a podcast episode. So cheers. Thanks for showing up with me today. And as always, thank you for your patience with my neurospicy brain. Um, but I want to ask you something. Okay. I want to give you an exercise that I want you to start doing periodically. Like this is something that you're going to rinse and repeat. Okay. Wash, rinse, repeat. You're going to keep doing this. But I want you to ask yourself if you would be willing to live today over and over and over. Because I really want you to start reflecting on the value and purpose of every single day. I want you to have some self awareness of how you spend your time. Um, and I think it's vital for us to ask this question because if we use like yesterday as an example, yesterday, if you had to live yesterday over and over and over, where are you going to be in 10 years? So I want you to go into this mindset, this exercise, knowing that this is vital to where you're going to be in your future because it's the small habits that we do on a daily that are going to tell your future of where you're going to be in 5 to 10 years. Um, but this brings out, sorry, guys. This is one of those days that I have to keep pausing the podcast and I feel like I'm scared because I'm going to forget to hit record again or unpause, whatever that is. And I'm going to be repeating this podcast several times. This is still my first take. And I just double checked we are recording again. I don't know why I have a scratchy throat. We're going to get through it. So I feel like asking yourself this question is vital because we want you to experience purposeful living. Okay. So when you're reflecting on whether or not you repeat the same day, this is going to be a prompt, okay, for you to consider if you lived in alignment with your values and purpose. Every day is an opportunity to honor God through your actions, through your words, and through your service. So the point is, if you're not living today as you'd want to repeat it, it's a signal for a need for change or just get recalibrated on what your purpose is going to be. This helps you stay in the present moment rather than letting days go by mindlessly. We do that, especially moms, we get lost in the sauce. But I want you to use this exercise as something that can foster accountability in your daily choices. You know, start being willing to reflect on whether it's leading you towards becoming the person that God has called you to be. This is a huge question for me. Huge question. And not every day am I proud of the answer, but I'm proud of the answer more days than I'm not, if that makes sense. Like yesterday is not a day I want to repeat. I didn't do a lot of content creation. I didn't do a lot of anything. I felt terrible and I was in the car 90% of the time and it's not a day I would want to repeat and that's normal, okay? Not every day is going to be a perfect day, but then I have days like today where I've been super productive. I got some goals done. I did the things I needed to do, still recording the content, still doing the things, but taking different action. I could repeat this day over and over and over. So using this exercise, this absolutely helps encourage just even gratitude for today while simultaneously propelling you to grow. So, this is where you can recognize areas where you've fallen short. It's like an invitation to learn to improve. We want to strive for a life that honors God's calling. So, if you're like, all right, Brandon, I get it. I need to ask myself, if I would live today over. And the thing is, I want you to be specific on your questions. Okay. Like one of my journal prompts or one of my daily prompts for myself is to say, did I live today in a way that reflects my faith? I really am serious about this relationship with Christ. I want to play the long game. I want him to know my name. So I think about all of the things I went through today, and do I feel good about that? Or is it something that if I had to, tell Jesus about my day, would I feel ashamed about any of it? And there's times I caught myself today, like snappy, absolutely in the moment apologizing, like, nope, come on. Are we embodying love and kindness and patience and service? Sometimes I was not. Okay. But that's it. Ask yourself, did I live in a way that reflects my faith or my core ethics or values? Did I make a positive impact in someone else's life today? Like, we are called to love other people as we love ourselves. And that is even in the midst of hate balls coming your way. And you guys know, if you tuned in yesterday, I've got that and it's okay. I mean, literally, a message today in this mom group is like all the hate to her. Like, I mean, they think I'm a monster, and it's totally okay because they're not even willing to try to get to see who I am beside, outside, inside, alongside of my beliefs and my core ethics and values. They don't care. As long as I believe something different, I am hated. I am ostracized. I am, I'm the devil. But this is the thing. I still have to wake up and choose to make that impact. We are called to love other people. So I want you to reflect on whether you've shown empathy or support or love, whether it's like small acts of kindness or bigger efforts. And like, my love language is literally this podcast. It is, I know there's one person that's tuning in and hears this and knows, and it makes a connection, and there is something, it is a catalyst in their life for change and growth, lights the fire under their ass. I know that every single day I'm here for one person. I'm not about like, are there 10 million downloads today on this episode? I'm not going to, y'all better keep me humble in that aspect, because do I think that this is going to be eventually something that is huge? Absolutely, because I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep making the impact, and you guys keep sharing it. More people are going to tune in, and I just have a greater chance at making that impact. But every single day, to be able to sit in this chair, to create the content, to write the outlines, I'm like, all right, one person. One person. Okay. Was I fully present in my responsibilities and relationships? I mean, the key to a meaningful life, let alone relationships, the key to meaningful living is literally being present. Were you intentional with your time? Whether working, spending time with your family, praying, or reflecting on what God has to say to you today, I separate these walls completely. There will be a moment tonight where I will put my phones away, turn everything off, and I color with my kid. Like, that's the thing we've been doing. Didn't get a chance to do it last night because we had to hit the road late night road trip, and it was fine. But I'm intentional about that moment. We're going to watch a family movie. I will be intentional about that moment. Doing the podcast, I'm being intentional about this moment. Doing a Bible study video, I'll be intentional about that moment. Ask yourself, what was I grateful for today? Because gratitude just flips your perspective. When you acknowledge that you are blessed beyond measure, you're like, this is obviously going to propel you to embrace that positive mindset. And you're going to start recognizing the significance of even small things in life. Did I live with intention, or did I let distractions take over? That's a good question, because that's going to check whether your actions today were driven by purpose, or if you allowed social media, idle chit chat, procrastination to take precedence over the things that really matter. Okay. I I still am feeling, I'm tired. It's been a long ass week, okay? I started the week out emotionally depleted in a way that, I was looking for a human source for fulfillment and just peace and calm. And I fought against that because I knew, right? Just bring it to Jesus and you're going to be okay. I'm a rebel still. Okay. I'm human. I'm going to mess this up a lot. Dear God, I fucked up. I do this a lot. Okay. Am I still loved? Absolutely. It took me a second to be able to just say, okay, I'm whole as long as I have that relationship with Christ. It doesn't matter if the world around me is on fire. If I can never stand on solid ground again, I'm okay. Right. That is all draining. absolutely exhausting. And I think, I want to just go curl up and crawl on the couch and scroll and mess around and watch stuff. And I knew, this is important to me. I made a commitment. So, in spite of how I feel or what's going to be comfortable for me, I'm not going to waste time on procrastination. I could go sit down and literally just think about what I have to do. I mean, we just walked in the door, I fed the kids, and boom, I'm right here. I haven't even had a second to like just decompress from, running errands. I left the house at 7 o'clock this morning. So, and it is now 7 o'clock at night. But that's just how it goes. It's okay. Right. I'm not going to do the idle chit chat. I have a purpose. I have potential. I'm going to make the right choices. And 99% of the time, that's all you've got to do is just do the next right thing. Am I going to? No, you guys, this week I definitely did not. It is not 100% week for me. No way. Like if you're on my email recipient list, you haven't received anything from me. I am literally just doing the bare minimum. And sometimes it's like that, but don't turn your back on the bare minimum. That's when you drown in the couch and you never want to get out of bed. Okay. You never want to get out of bed. Every single day, you should be asking yourself, how did I grow spiritually today? How did I grow spiritually? This week has been pivotal for me because I had to face my shit and realize that no matter what, you guys, we cannot control what other people say. We can't control what other people do. And even if they're going to take our whole world crashing down upon us, there is nothing you can do. And it doesn't change who we are or how we feel. Like it doesn't matter. So I'm still this person full of love. Shit got burned down and broken. And I'm still this person full of love. And I had to balance this of like, I just don't know what to do. Spiritually, I was challenged. That's it. Very challenged and pushed outside of my comfort zone in a way that this is literally just that moment of faith of just saying, okay, well, I can still show up and be me and not beat myself up about that. I don't have to let my own pride get up in the mix. Okay. I can take the beating, the emotional beating. It's pretty much what it is. I can take that and I can ask God for help with that. And I can stretch my wings to this, idea of giving it all and growing spiritually, maturing, and just knowing that no matter what, if I have God and I'm willing to bring Christ on that journey, I am safe. Everything always works out for me. That's huge. It's huge for me because I am human still. I'm very reactive. I'm a words of affirmation. They make or break me. And those are weaponized in my life sometimes. And absolutely, I'm still broken and I'm still smiling and I'm still showing up and I'm still doing the things and I'm still that person. Am I honoring Christ? Absolutely, because he knows behind the smile, behind the hug, I am dying inside. And he holds that space for me. No one else does. I am just held there for whatever is going to come next. And who knows? Who knows? The world is unpredictable because people are unpredictable. We can control who we are and where we're going to go if we're willing to commit small actions, goals, and plans towards that. Go for the spiritual maturity. Reflect on your Bible study. See how you've applied Christian principles just in your daily actions. Was I a good steward of my time and talents today? We're supposed to be legit with time and respect it, okay? We're supposed to access the resources that we've been given and use the abilities that he has given. So reflect on whether you used yours wisely for this day. Were you contributing to your purpose and the well-being of other people? And if at the end of the day, you're like, Brandon, I've been on autopilot for about 60, 90 days now since 2005. I don't know. I've been in autopilot. I haven't been present. This matters to me. How do I flip the script and use this to make life meaningful and productive? First of all, you decide. You think about all the days you've done and where it's ended up. Like, what were your habits a year ago? What were you doing? And if it's the same thing you were doing today and your life hasn't moved with any forward momentum, honey, that's the sign. That's the calling to say, hey, it's time. Like, we're not going to fuck around anymore. You are wasting this beautiful gift of human life. And that's not okay. How do we flip the script? You start with gratitude. Literally, it starts there. Like, just thank God for the gift of today. That sets a tone of being thankful, and it shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right. And it's instant. And you just continue. If a negative thought comes up, if you're starting to notice what's wrong, gratitude will push it out the door every single time. And it opens the door to that meaningful, productive life. You have to start setting intentions for tomorrow. I am not in the greatest place, but I'm not going to stay here. So every day, my intention is to continue to move forward and get back into my high production days. Right now, I'm in survival mode. We're doing the bare minimum because I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Okay. We're doing the bare minimum. We are surviving. We are carrying the weight of an entire household without external support. Okay. I'm just doing the damn thing, barely surviving, but I have an intention of every day I feel better. I get closer to God. I get closer to healing and I move. This is where I'm seeing areas that I have to improve. Setting those intentions and asking myself these reflective questions, literally, it will propel you. And maybe my intentions, whatever intentions I'm setting for tomorrow, maybe I don't get to all of them. Maybe it doesn't go perfectly, but the effort is there, the momentum follows. And I will try again the next day. And every day that I'm given the gift, I will continue to push through that. How are you going to live with more focus? How do you live more intentionally? If you can lock in on that, it gives every single day a renewed sense of purpose. Set the intentions every single day. You have to take this time and use reflection as an opportunity for growth. If you can recognize missed opportunities or areas where you fell short, I always can look back and think, man, I wish I could improve that. Whether it's a business decision, a personal decision, or a decision in my relationships, or even as a mom. And those are probably the ones I see the most, right? The things I do with my kids, and I'm like, God, I wish I could take that back. How can I be different next time, right? Um, Instead of condemning myself, like I see the area for growth, you know? And then I surrender and I just ask for that wisdom. I ask for the strength. I ask for the forgiveness so that I can grow in these areas because this is encouraging resilience rather than fucking guilt. And that's what we do when we start mismanaging our time and we sit around. If I literally did what I feel like emotionally today, if what I wanted to do, I would have been on the couch all week, ruminating and then beating myself up for it, scrolling mindlessly, comparing my life to other people, eating like shit. I wouldn't have gone to the gym. There's a whole list, myriad of fucking things that would have gone wrong if I did what I felt like doing. I feel like crawling in a hole until this pain inside of me dissipates, like until it's completely gone. I just want to hide, right? It is being willing to push ourselves to the moment of resilience rather than guilt. Use the shit that's happening in your life as a lesson. This is a gift. It is a gift. Even the shittiest of shitty things, it's always a gift. Because my world was lit on fire this week, I am getting closer to God because I don't have a choice. There's nothing else for me. There is no one else for me. I I don't have that access to these deep personal relationships where I can communicate things. It's me and God at this point, okay? You have to be willing to not beat yourself up and to grow through the bullshit. And flip it around. Whatever your reflections are, whatever your answers are, turn these back into a communication dialogue with God. Like if you realize that you didn't serve other people well, if you've not been stepping into your potential, ask for the opportunities and the strength to serve better. You'll get it. If you didn't manage your time effectively, ask for the wisdom and the strength to do so in the future. And it does take strength. One foot in front of the other. It takes strength, okay? You have to be able to see, to visualize your best self outside of all the stuff. Imagine if you were to live today over and over, what would you do differently? If you lived your perfect day, how would you be more intentional? Like visualizing your best self living with purpose and faith, this guides your actions to build your future. And you have to acknowledge that through Christ, you have that potential for greatness and transformation. It is a natural DNA gift. You are more than capable of living a purposeful life. Every day, we want to take those steps to honor Him. So I want you to literally like break the questions down. Very important. Okay. Ask yourself, if you live this day every single day, if you live it again, I want you to ask these questions so you can start to take ownership of your time and actions. Every day is an opportunity to grow. I want you to cultivate productivity, but also have that deep, true meaning of how much life makes sense. So imagine your average weekday, and you can use yesterday as an example, like something unusual, unless something if something unusual happened, that's not the day we're going to use. Okay. So like if random occurrence, you got in a car wreck. Okay. We're not going to talk about that. Or, I don't know, you gave birth, right? We want a typical weekday. Typical weekday. What did you eat and drink? And how did those choices make you feel? Like, how did they impact your energy? How did they impact your health? How much physical activity did you get? And did you take the time to move your body, if only even for a short walk or maybe just stretching? What did you do socially? Did you engage with anyone outside of your home or connect with friends or family? How did you nurture those relationships? If you're single, did you take steps to meet new people or build meaningful connections? And if you're married, did you intentionally invest time and effort into deepening your relationship with your spouse? Did you take any steps towards increasing your financial situation, like budgeting, investments, pursuing side hustles? Okay. Did you learn anything new yesterday that could contribute to your personal or professional growth in the future? I want you to think about your typical weekend. How was this past weekend? Did you take care of yourself? Did you engage with hobbies? Did you connect with other people? Did you get enough rest, or were you constantly exhausted and rushing around? How I feel this week. How'd you spend your free time? Was it in alignment with your long-term goals and values, or are you just passing time? And that's it. I want you to picture living these days over and over and over for the next 10 years. And honestly, I would write it out just so you can visually see this. But looking ahead, where would you be if each of your days unfolded the exact same way? What would your health and relationships, career, personal growth look like in a decade? What kind of future would you have if your daily choices today continue to be reflected in tomorrow? Let's say we have a stay-at-home mom, Samantha, who spends most of her days doing the bare minimum. Like her typical weekday is routine, but not intentionality. She rarely makes conscious choices that would positively impact her future. And she grabs whatever is easy. Lots of times it's junk food or processed meals. She doesn't take time to plan the meals, and her diet is inconsistent, absolutely affecting her energy levels and her overall health. She doesn't drink enough water and finds herself fatigued and sluggish by the afternoon. I guarantee that is not a parent that is going to be readily available for their kids either. Samantha does not make time for exercise. She might go for a walk with the kids once a week, but she doesn't prioritize her physical health or make an effort to stay active. Her energy and stamina are lower and she feels out of shape, but she doesn't take the steps to change it. She does not invest in her social life. She's at home most days and she may talk with friends occasionally, but it's all surface level. She doesn't seek out new friendships, nor does she spend quality time with anyone outside of her immediate family. Her social connections are limited. She is isolated. And her marriage is stable, but there's no spark. They barely communicate deeply. They don't spend quality time together beyond the daily routine of parenting and managing the household. There is no intentional effort to nurture the relationship. They are just going through the motions. Samantha is not actively working on her career. She's not pursuing side projects, occasionally scrolling through job postings, fantasizing about working, but she's not taking tangible steps towards increasing her income. She feels stuck. So her financial situation reflects a lack of ambition. Samantha does not make time for personal growth or learning. She watches TV. She scrolls social media. She does not engage in activities that would contribute to her personal or professional development. Her hobbies have taken a back seat, and she is mentally stagnant. Weekends are just more of the same: house chores, running errands, maybe a trip to the park. She rarely takes time for self care. Nothing for hobbies. There's nothing that brings her joy. Most of her time is spent managing the household, leaving her feeling overworked. And what is the greatest label for a stay at home mom? Underappreciated. Okay. So I want to ask you guys, all of that shit I just said, where's Samantha in 10 years? She repeats the same lackluster patterns over and over. Her physical shape is going to tank. Dealing with health issues, of course, absolutely, because of poor diet and lack of exercise. In fact, she's going to feel more sluggish and tired as years go by. There goes her overall quality of life. Her relationship is going to feel distant, unfulfilling. She ends up feeling disconnected from her spouse, with their marriage growing cold and probably increasingly isolated from friends. The lack of intention in these areas leaves her feeling lonely. And she's going to be in the same place financially, maybe dependent on her partner's income, no career advancement, no side hustle dreams, no pursuit of her own financial opportunities. She's mentally stagnant, missed out on any opportunity to grow, and the years have just slipped by. She knows she hasn't reached her potential. She knows she's made no meaningful progress in her personal development. She's going to look back and feel like she spent the best years of her life half-assed existing. That sucks. And then she's going to beat herself up. And you know what happens? She's going to fall in that rut. Another 10 years are going to go by. And guess what? She's going to fall into the guilt cycle of like, you should have done this 10 years ago. There's no point in doing it now. It's too late. You're a loser. You suck. You're unhealthy. You're miserable. That's the conversation, right? How do we change the trajectory? Right now. You wake the fuck up, bitch. Wake up. Samantha can start taking small steps. So listen, do the dumb shit. Start planning meals. Drink your fucking water. Exercise, even if it's 10 minutes a day. Okay? Make an effort to connect with other people. Set aside 5, 10, 15 minutes a day to connect with your spouse, even if it's just a quick check-in or a chat about date night once a month. Okay? If she wants to increase her income, she has to find the side hustle. She has to teach herself about the opportunities that will be there. Dedicate 15 minutes a day to learning something new, whether it's reading or taking an online course. Bitch, YouTube is free. You can learn anything on YouTube. Small increments of this lead to significant growth over time. Shifting her mindset, taking these small steps every single day, she's going to start living a life of purpose. There's so many benefits to getting your shit together and taking that first step. What is the next right fucking thing to do right now? I know you feel like I'm getting mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I just know. I know that you can't see outside of your bullshit right now. I know that you can't see outside of your bullshit and you're like, God, I know she's talking to me. I just can't take that step. Yes, you can. What's the next right thing? I'm not mad at you. I just know your potential is bigger than what you're willing to show up for. And that's crazy to me. Like, come on. We all want to curl up and mindlessly scroll, but bitch, we can't. Everything that God's done for us. And if you're not sure what that looks like, you got to get into my Bible study for a badass because it is crazy what he's gone through and orchestrated just so you could be here in this moment, waking up into your awareness and stepping into your potential. I know it feels like you're stuck in a cycle and things aren't moving forward and it's frustrating, but your potential is waiting right beyond your self-proclaimed resistance. Go for clear wins. Stop focusing on the big tasks. That shit's overwhelming. Tiny, tiny little things. Spend 5 minutes tidying up your workspace. Read 2 pages of a book. Little tiny things. You guys, your brain loves progress. I know this would seem tiny, but it's huge. And that's how we build momentum. And that's how it grows. Make it fucking easy to start. Your energy levels feel low. It's hard to find the motivation. So set yourself up by eliminating barriers. Set yourself up for the night before. If you want to work on something in the morning, have it ready to go. A book by your bed, a clean desk, a notebook, gym clothes, or if you're like me, make sure your headphones are charged and in the car. Use a visual clue, like put a reminder on your bathroom mirror next to your phone. I don't know. Trigger this stuff will trigger action when you're not sure where to start, leaving yourself the little notes. That happens for me and I love it. Do the 5-minute rule. When you're feeling paralyzed, that's it. 5 minutes of your day and ask yourself, what is 5 minutes of a 24-hour fucking day? What is 5 minutes? And I know it sounds small. If you're at like, well, yeah, what is 5 minutes? If that's your perspective, I know it sounds small, but it works. Promise yourself you'll just do something for 5 minutes, anything. I don't care what it is. And once you start, 9 times out of 10, you keep going. And if you don't, that's okay too. You did what you said you would. You stop lying to yourself. One task a day that you commit to for 5 minutes. If you do more, cool. But the goal is to get started. I want to get you out of this rut. Set up your environment for success. Okay. Your surroundings play a huge role in how you feel and act. Create an environment that's supportive, you know? Maybe you need to light a candle, open some windows, set up visual reminders of your goals, a picture, a quote, whatever it is, a sticky note. I don't care. And then compartmentalize your tasks because if you create a long list, it's too much. Do the time blocks. I'll work on this project for 15 minutes at 10 a.m. I will take a 5-minute break at 10:15 a.m. and check in with myself. That's how you focus without feeling like you're committed to an endless stretch of time. You're not worried about what's coming at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You're just in the fucking moment doing it. You want to create natural checkpoints so you can pause and assess if you need a break or you need more time. You have to celebrate every little thing because I guarantee you it's easy to overlook progress, especially when it's feeling slow. But after you complete a task, I want you to really acknowledge it. I did this. I'm moving forward. I don't care how small it is. You want to build positive reinforcement. We have to rewire the damaged communication lines in your brain. That's how we help you build on your success. You know, celebrate yourself in ways that feel meaningful to you, whether it's taking a short walk, listening to your favorite song. The key is to reward yourself for progress, not perfection. Okay. Embrace that consistency. Everybody wants to aim for perfection, but that's where we get into burnout and frustration and then just immediately walk away. So just focus on being consistent, showing up for yourself every single day. What's important is that you commit to keep going no matter the setbacks, and they will come. And you need to create like a morning anchor. Start your day with something that sets a calm and intentional tone. Whether you need to pray or meditate or tea or do breath, breathe. Breathe in through your nose deeply, out through your mouth is very important. Whatever it takes for you to feel connected. You want something that's going to anchor you to create that positive start that influences the rest of the day. Think about what you want from your life. Why do you want to be productive? No one can help you if you don't want to do anything but rot on the fucking couch. Okay. No one can help you. Don't you want to feel fulfilled? Build something meaningful for the future? You can figure out why you want to do that. You can tap into energy that you need to pass through this freeze state. Okay. Whatever it is, write it down, keep it visible. Remind yourself of that when shit gets tough and have compassion for yourself. Self-sabotage and being stuck, that's exhausting. But you have to be kind to yourself. You have to understand that there are times when you won't feel perfect and you won't feel productive, and that's okay. The key is that you don't give up on yourself in those moments. You have to acknowledge where you're at and give yourself grace. The next day is a chance to try again. You have so much potential, but unlocking it starts with the small actions and a commitment just to be kind to yourself. Okay. You don't have to do everything at once. We're talking about one little teeny tiny small step just so you can see what's possible when it comes to the progress that you're capable of. Like your potential isn't going anywhere. It is literally waiting for you to start. Just waiting. And that's a wrap for today's episode. If you're feeling fired up and ready to take your life to the next level, don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. And I would love to hear your thoughts. Take a quick moment to leave a review and let me know how the episode hit you, because your feedback helps me reach more badass people like you. Let's keep the movement growing. If you are not on my email list or you don't follow me on Facebook, I am making a big order for the patches. I did an episode, a podcast episode with some incredible humans from this company that I'm putting my name all over. Like, I love the shit. I want it in your hands. Ingredient free patches that will literally change your life. Okay. Literally. Like, you guys, it will blow your mind. Okay. So there's info on that. But the thing is, a lot of people don't want to commit to the full 30-day supply. Okay. The 28 patches. So I'm offering a deal to buy some samples from me. You get to pick, I think it's five that you want to try. And I'll get those in the mail to you. I am placing the order probably in a day or two. As soon as I get enough orders in, we're going to go for it. So make sure you let me know what you want, because I know there's a few that are going to run out really fast. Okay. For, pain, whatever. Get into my email list, brandonlynette.com. Make sure you're signed up for those emails, because I will send an email out with the description of the patches, and you can just message me back and give me the desired, the order you desire, and we can figure out how you could transfer funds. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm excited about this. So anyway, that's it, babes. Remember, you were created for greatness. Keep stepping into your power, and I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, go be a badass, because the world needs a full version of you.